Hi, I'm Nikki.
And I'm Megan.
Welcome to the Grimdark Diaries.
We're your geek gal pals obsessed with true crime and all things dark and disturbing.
Hello, everybody. I've been having a fun week because I bought a VR system, Megan.
Oh, yeah. How is that going?
It is so much freaking fun.
Yes, that's awesome. I've always wanted
I haven't
one.
had much time to play it because I work
Right.
more than I work, and it takes up my time.
We love work because work pays the bills.
I love it.
Work paid for
Love
that
it.
Oculus or whatever.
So I haven't really had much time to play it, which sucks. But I've been using like my lunch breaks because I'm working from home to play it. And it is so much freaking fun. And I highly recommend if anyone is able to purchase one. It is a lot of fun. I've been playing a lot of Beat Saber.
Beat Saber is so much fun. I played it at my brother's because he has one as well. But I'm actually scared of getting motion sick with like games. Apparently, people who get motion sick can get really motion sick.
Yes.
If you play games that you move in.
Yes. So I am a human that also gets very motion sick. Like I can't even spin in an office chair without getting kind of pukey. Yeah, like a Ferris wheel makes me pukey. I can do roller coasters because it's forward motion, but any other kind of rides or anything that spins and I'm like no good.
Yeah.
And I have been okay so far. I do turn on, I played one Star Wars game called Vader Immortal, which I'll talk about in a second, but the way you can move in that, because the little handheld controllers that you hold when you play have little joysticks on them. And so you can choose to either use that as moving, and so you would move forward, or they have an option called teleport, where basically I aim my little controller and like a little invisible kind of stream shoots out and I click a button and it basically jumps me there.
Okay.
But it like blinks almost, so you're not feeling that forward rush.
Right.
Instead, you're just basically teleporting to a new spot.
Okay.
And so I didn't even try the other one. I just assumed it would make me pukey, and I turned on this teleport, and I was completely fine.
Okay.
I haven't had any issues so far.
I have done the teleporting one because that's how you move around, I guess, in your home, whatever your home is. I don't know if you know about I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't have one, so I don't know. But my brother had a home. I guess it just comes with, maybe it's a game or an app that you can get where you design your home. And in there, he had
I feel like that must be a game. You have like I don't know what you would call it, your like main area. Like when I go into my Oculus, when I'm like looking at my menu, deciding what game I want to play, I set mine to a space theme. So I'm in like a space station. It's very cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, but it's like different ones. Like my husband, he has a different profile, so his looks like he's in like the cyberpunk world. He's in like an apartment high up, and you can see out into the city, and it's all neon lights and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
I honestly like kind of just sitting in there. Like when I turn it on, I like am in my space station for a few minutes, and I look up because it's a glass ceiling and then all glass in front of me, and I can just see into space.
Yeah, that's what my brother has set. It's a glass.
Yeah. I mean, you can't change. It's like set. Like I can't change anything about it. It's just like a set one and nothing.
Oh, okay. So maybe it is different. I don't know, because that's what it sounds like. But it looks like a living room. But again, he designed it, so it's something that you can design. You can put your own furniture in there. You can put like a fireplace in there.
Oh no, this one was all preset.
Oh, okay.
The only thing I could do is I could, you can mark in your actual couch. Like I was in my living room, and so you can say like I want to put a couch in. And so I would use my controller to mark out where the couch is, and then it appears there.
Okay.
So that if I wanted to sit down, I know where my actual couch is when I'm in VR.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, yeah. So what about this Vader game?
Okay. So one of my favorite things in the entire world is Star Wars. Anyone that knows me, I'm insanely obsessed with Star Wars. And it's just always been my dream to actually be in the Star Wars world, which obviously cannot happen because it is not real. But
or is it?
Or is it? So this Vader Immortal game, I won't be too spoilery in case somebody wants to play it. I don't want to ruin it. But basically, you start this game, and I didn't know what to expect. I had no idea. I just knew it was a Star Wars game, and then everyone told me it was really good. So it just starts, and you are at the front of a little starship, like your own starship, and you have a droid, and you're in the cockpit, and you are flying through space in Star Wars.
Oh my gosh.
And so you get the actual feeling, and you have to do stuff to go into, like, to turn the hyperdrive on so you can, like, go. And you're walking around your spaceship, and then Imperials show up, so you look above you, and there's just, like, a cruiser coming above you, and TIE fighters start coming out. But it's virtual reality, so it's so insanely real that I was, like, tearing up when I was in there. And I flicked the switch, and then I had that moment where all the stars go from, like, lines to, like, zoo, and, like, the ship took off. I was, like, tearing up in my Oculus. I was like, oh my God.
You're living your best Star Wars life.
Yes, and then you, in a later part, you're trying to get away from stormtroopers, and they're coming from all these directions, and you're on this little transport thing, and you have a lightsaber, and they're all shooting at you from all these different directions, and you're just deflecting all the blaster shots back to them.
Gosh.
And it's everything I've ever wanted in life.
That
and
is
I cried then
wild.
too.
That's amazing.
Yep.
Oh, what an experience.
Oh, it was, I mean, I don't want to spoil it in case somebody's listening and they're like, hey, I'm going to buy one of those and play. Because I know some of our friends actually just bought one. I bought one, and then a week later, 3 of our friends bought them.
I know. I'm like, wow, I feel really left out. I'm going to be coming to one of your houses so I can play.
Yeah. It's very, very fun. I highly recommend.
You can tell me all about it later.
Yeah, the new Oculus too. They just released a new one. Like, their base model is double the amount of storage for the same price as the original base model.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, so I'm glad I waited that 2 weeks or whatever it was.
Yeah, totally. Well, that was because they weren't selling it or something, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I was going to order it because it was available, and then we were going camping with our friends in July, so I didn't. And then the week later when I tried to order it, they pulled them off because they were having, like, a recall due to the people were getting irritated faces from the foam inside the unit. But I can guarantee it's because you get sweaty in those.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
Especially if you're doing Beat Saber, you get sweaty. In the Star Wars game, you can go in, like, just a training mode, and you're in a dojo, and it's like little training droids and stuff, so you're fighting them, so they teach you to deflect blaster shots, and you're fighting actual droids that have, like, vibro blades, and it is droids. Like a full it's like a full 360 things battling you, and I got so sweaty in that.
Amazing. What a workout.
So, man, my heart was going. Because it's also terrifying because you're in, I don't know, there's blaster fire coming at you and vibro blades and droids. And, oh, my God.
You're getting chills talking about it.
Literally.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, that's me rambling about VR. I also, before we recorded this, Megan knows this, but I'm not feeling well. So today, I'm going to try and master brevity for the first time in my entire life. Which it's not going well since I just talked for 8 minutes according to this recording.
So far, not so good.
I really need to go to sleep though. So
yeah.
So we're gonna dive right in. Today, we're going to be talking about a girl that gained a devoted internet following. Her name was Bianca Devins. What was kind of impressive about this is that she was able to gain this internet notoriety when she was still just a young teen. Megan, do you know what an e-girl is?
Oh, God. I don't really know what an e-girl is, but I've seen the name and, like, heard the song by that guy, Corpse or whatever. E-girls are ruining my life.
Oh.
And I just don't understand any of it.
Right.
I'm too old.
I'm with you.
Okay.
I'm not up and with it.
No.
But apparently that's a common term with the youth now.
Okay.
So, and it is in this story, so I had to Google it.
Okay.
And the internet told me a lot of different things.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm going to go with the best consensus of what the internet told me. So it's basically a youth girl that games online or just posts a lot online, because I see now that there's different variations. Like you can be a TikTok e-girl, so then you wouldn't be gaming, you would just be spending all your time on TikTok. I'm not sure. You seem to spend a lot of time online because I think it's electronic girl is the E and e-girl.
Okay.
I
So
think.
your main presence is basically online, whereas real life you're basically nothing but a shadow, maybe?
Right. And it said that they often frequent sites that gamers do, like Discord.
Right.
They also have a very specific aesthetic that looks kind of emo anime. So they'll paint little hearts on their cheeks or under their eyes, and they wear a lot of blush on their nose, and they have heavy winged eyeliner.
I was going to say that sounds like us until you started talking about the way they looked.
No, I feel like if you are like, I have no idea what you're talking about, Nikki, I'm going to upload a picture of Bianca in her fabulous e-girl aesthetic, and then you'll be able to see, and you'll probably be like, oh yes, I have seen the youths do that.
Ah, okay.
So Bianca was a very popular e-girl on the internets. She also had some Lolita goth style, which was pretty fabulous.
Okay, we have some friends that do that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. She also had pink hair sometimes, which I really loved.
Of course.
So I'm all about that. Mm-hmm. She posted a lot on the website 4chan, and she had her own Discord server where she had a lot of people that kind of, followed her and were devoted to her on that. She dabbled in some cosplay and loved anime. She also loved playing Minecraft, your favorite, Megan.
Which I haven't played in like 2 months.
Yeah. Everyone who interacted with her online found her to be super friendly. She loved speaking with people and making connections, which just kind of fueled her following to grow. Mm-hmm. She was very, inclusive, and she would try and interact with everybody, which then just brought more people in, because a lot of times girls that get popular on the internet, they, don't actually pay attention to their individual followers, but Bianca definitely did. Bianca grew up in Utica, New York, with a very loving family, especially her mom, Kim. Peeling back the facade of social media fame, Bianca was a genuinely good person with a kind heart. She always wanted to help others, no matter what. She'd help counsel girls she'd barely known, and she'd listen to their problems to try and help. She loved to draw portraits of strangers. She helped organize student walkouts for good causes. A kid in one of her classes who said he had always been bullied in school for being overweight later said that Bianca was the only girl in the entire high school that had ever been nice to him. She loved babies and kittens and anime. She had a sweet collection of pastel wigs and loved doing cosplay photo shoots with her friends. She loved the movie The Breakfast Club and devouring chocolate fudge brownies.
Yum.
I feel like we'd get along very well with her.
It sounds like it. She sounds top notch.
Right? I love that movie. And I also love chocolate brownies. Mm-hmm. Especially chocolate peanut butter brownies.
Especially. I wonder if they make them gluten-free. Yeah.
Yeah. It's easy. You just use gluten-free flour.
I have gluten-free flour. My mom brought me some.
There you go. Cocoa is gluten-free.
What I wouldn't do without my mom.
Ooh, speaking of delicious desserts, when I stayed at our friend's last weekend, her name is Julie, and she's fabulous, and she also has a podcast. So we will have her on this podcast one day. Yay. But she's an amazing cook, and she made me these little cookie dough bites that I could eat with all my food issues, and oh man, were they absolutely delicious. And I ate like 100 of them.
Oh wow, that's awesome. Julie is just the best.
Yeah. And I did not eat 100, but I ate a lot. They were so freaking delicious. They tasted like little cookie dough bites, and they were so good. She also made me probably the best latte I've ever had.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
For someone who can't, she had a fancy coffee thing,
have sugar or anything else.
Well, latte's all about the frothed milk, yo.
True. That's very true. They
don't have to be sweetened.
Well.
She did sweeten it with maple syrup, though, actually, and it was delicious. And she used almond milk. So back to this me trying brevity. Back to Bianca.
Right.
Although Bianca did have a great life and was a great person, she struggled a lot with her own mental health. One article I read talked about how she was so good at showing other people care and love, but the one person she struggled the most to show that to was herself. Her struggle with her mental health was one of the things that helped her following grow on social media, though. She talked to other teens her age that felt the same way to help them get through kind of their issues so they could relate to her. And, she would let them know that they weren't alone. And that resonated with a lot of other teens on the internet. Mm-hmm. Bianca started to struggle with her mental health when she was in middle school. Her mom, Kim, took her to a series of different therapists to try and find her some help, but none seemed to be able to really help her. Later, when Bianca was making plans for after high school, she actually enrolled in a community college to study psychology. She decided to choose this because of the hard time she had finding a therapist that she couldn't relate to. So she wanted to try and, become that for future generations.
Be the change that you want to see in the world.
Right?
I love that. I love that she did that.
By the time she reached high school, her mental health struggle got worse. Her mom, Kim, kept advocating for her to get help, though. Bianca reached a point where the stress of attending school was too much, and she was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder that was mainly triggered by loud noises and shouting.
Oh, no.
In 2017, halfway through Bianca's sophomore year, Kim decided to enroll her in a homebound tutoring program so that she could stay home but still get her education. Although this was much better for her PTSD, it meant that she was always home and started really retreating to social media and her online world. Her friends that would come over to see her said she was always on her phone, and it got to the point where it seemed like she was struggling to interact with strangers in person. So she was kind of losing that in-person social interaction, but she was thriving meeting new people online. Mm-hmm. She'd create different profiles and different personas on all kinds of different sites. Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, Snapchat, you name it, she had it. What Bianca found surprising is that she would make all these profiles with these different personas, yet the one that seemed to attract the most attention was the one most like herself. No. A shy, nerdy girl who was often sad.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Her following wasn't huge on most of the sites, but the site where she really did get a bit of fame was 4chan. For those that don't know what that site is, I'm with you.
Same.
I'd heard of it before, but I've never been to it. I actually heard it was kind of a darker part of the internet.
Mm-hmm. I have heard that as well. A darker Reddit, if you will.
Yeah, well, that's one of the things I wrote. So I Googled it, and the internet tells me that it's an image-based bulletin board where anyone can post comments and share images anonymously. So I don't know if the entire thing is super dark, but it's somewhere where you can post completely anonymously. So that usually means shady things are going down.
Exactly, yeah.
And it did sound a lot like Reddit to me. So I feel like if you know what Reddit is, though, you probably kind of know what 4chan is. And if you don't know what either are, then it's like a new age anonymous chat room. MIRC.
Dark corner of the internet without going to the dark web.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't want to research it too hard because I didn't want to end up on it.
Exactly.
The section of the 4chan website that Bianca frequented seemed to have a lot of girls that were like her. Rolling Stone had looked into this and reported that the two things girls in these forums would have in common were that they were suffering from mental illness and that they were very young. A lot were just 13 or 14 years old when they started using it. A friend of Bianca's, Chloe Frazier, described what it was like to post on this site. Quote, "Because we're so lonely in real life and have issues that prevent us from being socially fulfilled in other ways, we stay in these communities, and it's hard for us to get out." End quote. Girls that post in these communities attract a lot of male followers, or as it's called there, orbiters.
Orbiters?
Orbiters.
Like how the moon orbits the earth and how the
correct.
earth orbits the sun? Okay.
Yes,
wow.
correct.
Gravitational pull.
They're right. That's It's kind of clever, actually.
A little bit, actually. It's very easy for me to describe when I put it into space terms, but we're both very into space, so.
Yeah, I think that's why I appreciated it.
Fair, yeah.
The culture on there didn't sound very healthy, though.
No.
Men would worship and idolize these young girls to the point of a full-on obsession with them. Orbiters would even try and win over these girls by sending them gifts or money or sometimes even drugs. If they did that, though, then they would expect some kind of attention back from these girls. Mm-hmm. To add on to the pressure of trying to gain a following online, girls would stress about trying to maintain their following. If a girl did anything that would deviate from the orbiter's perception of her, then it was pretty much game over for them. Orbiters would retaliate, and the girls were usually doxxed.
That's not good.
No, if anyone doesn't know what that is, because I'm not going to lie, I had to Google that word.
Oh,
I know I've seen that word,
yeah,
and I thought I knew what it meant. I did not know what it meant.
Yeah.
Because it means you release very personal things about a person.
Potentially their full name and address.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And it said a lot of times it's explicit things too, like
yes.
pictures or screenshots of conversations or
yeah.
stuff like that. I always thought it meant you got canceled, but I am wrong.
Not
now I know.
The same. It's kind of the opposite of canceled. Well, I guess in turn you probably would want to disappear.
Well, they're trying to cancel you.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, I don't go on the internet much. I don't know things.
It's probably for the best. It's from what I'm hearing.
Bianca was really well known for engaging with her orbiters constantly, which helped her to gain a lot of these devotees. She was too nice to ignore people, said her friend Chloe. Even too nice sometimes. Because a lot of these girls would recognize, if a guy was being a creep or, when to kind of draw the line. But Bianca, she never wanted to burn a bridge with anybody online. So she would never close a door with somebody. She would always leave those doors open. And she would always say just enough so that, those people wouldn't think that bridge is burned. They'd be just waiting to be like, oh,
here's my
maybe she'll interact with me. Maybe this will happen. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Too nice.
Too nice.
Girls who can be too nice sometimes.
In early 2017, Bianca met a guy on 4chan in a forum made for meetups or hookups. He is listed as anonymous in the sources for legal reasons, so I do not know his name. He was 18 and Bianca was 15 at the time, and they were both really lonely, so they started talking. Within a week, Bianca asked him to be her boyfriend, and the pair dated on and off for 2 years. In August of 2017, Bianca actually ran away to Long Island to be with this guy without telling her mom.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Her mom, Kim, tracked her phone activity and hired a private investigator to find her.
Wow.
When Bianca found out that her mom now had police involved looking for her, she attempted to run in front of a moving car.
What?
Yeah. Her mom then admitted her into a mental health facility for 5 days to get some help.
Wow.
According to Kim, Bianca's friends, and to this boyfriend himself, the relationship was toxic. The two both had mental health issues and would feed off of each other, but not in the good way.
That's, yeah.
Not like you and me, Megan.
No. What does that mean?
No, we feed off each other in a good way.
Oh, in a good way. Yeah, that's right. We're both
because they weren't in a good way.
That's right.
Yes, we feed off each other for the lulls.
That's right. The lulls. And there are many.
Yeah. When the boyfriend accused Bianca of messaging other guys, she broke up with him. He decided to retaliate and posted sexually explicit content of the two of them on Discord. Bianca showed her mom, and the pair got the police involved. But then Bianca ended up refusing to cooperate in the investigation. So even after this incident, Bianca would run away to go see the boyfriend, and they would still date on and off. Her mom ended up filing 3 missing persons reports. The boyfriend later says that she was very lonely and she didn't really have anybody else at the time, so he was her only option, and it was kind of a lesser of two evils situation. She could either be alone or be with him. But he seems to fully recognize this. Like, he's quoted in this Rolling Stone article that I read, and he was like, yeah, no, I wasn't good for her. We were not good together. It was not
really?
healthy.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
Fearing for her daughter's mental health and to stop her from continually running away, Kim placed Bianca on a persons in need of supervision hold, with a judge ordering her to wear an ankle monitor and be placed on house arrest. She eventually violated this order and cut off the monitor.
Of course she did.
Yeah, she wasn't feeling it.
No.
By October 2018, Bianca had moved full-time into St. Anne's Institute, which was a residential placement facility in Albany. Kim says that St. Anne was the best thing that ever happened to Bianca. She finally found a counselor she liked. She started a type of cognitive behavioral therapy aimed at reducing suicidal ideation and self-destructive behaviors. Bianca seemed to finally start to thrive and was very appreciative of her mom for admitting her.
Oh, nice. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, so everyone said that it was like she completely changed. And Bianca had posted on her social media about how thankful she is. And, you know, she could never thank her family enough for doing this. And she just wants to make them proud. And she feels like she's doing that now.
That's amazing.
In February of 2019, Bianca officially moved back home and was able to finish high school and graduate. Everyone around Bianca said that her mental health had exponentially improved. She told people that she's doing better and she's just been generally a lot happier since getting help. She now had her sights set on college and eventually attending school in New York City. So that's when she was starting to enroll in that community college for the psychology program. Bianca even started to reconnect with old friends she had lost touch with. Her life was finally on an upswing. In the spring of 2019, Bianca met a guy on social media named Brandon Clark. He was 21 years old at the time and lived in Syracuse. So they were a little less than an hour apart.
Okay.
Brandon was a gamer and he loved the anime Madoka Magica. Do you know that series?
Absolutely not.
It's on Netflix.
Oh, I thought it was something obscure.
It got a lot of praise. It's about middle school girls who sign a contract to be magical girls and fight witches.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, people love it. Brandon, unfortunately, had a pretty traumatic experience when he was young. His dad held his mom hostage at knife point for 10 hours.
Oh my gosh.
Which eventually led to his dad serving time in prison.
Whoa.
Yeah, I think he was accusing her of cheating on him. I don't know why that was the reaction, but sure.
Okay. I feel like there are other ways of dealing with that.
Yeah.
Especially if he was a kid in the house.
Right.
Yikes.
His mom was also later arrested, so Brandon was put into foster care.
Oh, no.
I couldn't find out why she was arrested. It didn't say in the articles.
Right.
Friends describe Brandon as nerdy, polite, and the kind of person that would obsess or fixate over things. Which I feel like is 3 ways to describe me. So here we are.
I thought you were going to say red flags, and then you were like, oh, describe yourself. No. Never mind.
No. Yeah.
No red flags here.
Yeah. Obsess or fixate. Also another way of saying no chill.
That's true.
The article that I read in Rolling Stone even gave the example that a friend was, talking about how he would obsess over things. They were talking about how one time he was really obsessed with Pokemon for a while. And I was like, yeah, that's not normal.
No.
Totally. It's not normal to cry into your VR system when you're in Star Wars.
No, not at all.
So Brandon ended up losing a lot of his close guy friends that he grew up with because he started to become obsessed with a certain anime about young girls when he was, in his later teens. And then he was also texting a 12-year-old girl.
No.
Oh, he was 16. Sorry, he was 16. That's still too old.
It is, yeah.
His friends actually confronted him about it because they were like, yo, this is not cool, man.
No.
and he basically told them to mind their business.
Yikes.
Bianca and Brandon struck up a friendship through social media, which eventually turned into actually hanging out in person. Her mom, Kim, had even met him, and she said that he was charming and polite to her. He would drive to see Bianca, they would hang out, and he even drove to their home for her graduation party when she graduated high school. Bianca asked her mom if it was okay to go to a concert with Brandon at a small venue in Queens. Since Kim had met Brandon and, again, thought he was polite, charming, she saw no issues as long as Brandon drove her straight home after the concert. Bianca was super pumped because she'd actually never attended a concert by herself before without her family.
Oh, that's exciting.
Right? Mm-hmm. According to everyone that wasn't Brandon, Bianca had been very clear that what they had was just friendship.
Oh. Okay.
Brandon did not think that.
Right.
Kim had even heard him refer to himself as Bianca's boyfriend on a few occasions. So then Kim would ask Bianca, is that true? Are you guys dating? And she would always say, definitely not. She was 17, getting ready to head off to college, and she didn't want a relationship with anyone right now.
Right.
Bianca did complain to her friends at one point that Brandon would send creepy, obsessive messages sometimes. But because of the online life Bianca had, that wasn't anything new for her.
Oh, that's not a good thing to be used to.
No, well, Brandon was just another one of her orbiters. That's how they met.
Right.
But he had just been lucky enough that they were able to move to an in-person friendship and actually become friends and hang out.
Right.
Bianca was used to getting creepy messages from followers, so she easily ignored them. They didn't raise red flags to her because that was part of her everyday time on 4chan and Discord.
Yeah.
The day the concert arrived, it was Saturday, July 13th, 2019. Megan, do you know why that specific day is important?
July 29th?
July 13th, 2019.
July 13th, sorry. No, I have no idea.
It is the exact day that I got married.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, same day, same year, everything.
Oh my gosh.
Megan wouldn't know that because she ghosted me on my wedding day and didn't show up.
Did not do
Just joking. She didn't ghost. She had another wedding.
That was a hard decision not to
I know.
go to that.
We just missed you a lot.
Oh, I missed you guys too. I did not know that was the date though.
Yes. I specifically wanted the 13th because 13 is my lucky number. And then every so often, our anniversary will be on Friday the 13th and we can watch spooky movies.
I mean, you can do that anyway, but...
Yeah, but it feels extra spooky when you do it on Friday the 13th.
That's very true, yeah.
So it's July 13th, 2019. It's a Saturday. Brandon picks up Bianca and they head to the concert. But Bianca had also made plans to meet another new internet friend there.
Oh.
A guy named Alex. Brandon didn't know this when they first made these plans, and Brandon was not happy about this. At one point, Brandon went to go grab something, so Bianca and Alex were alone, and they kissed at the concert.
Oh.
Which Brandon saw.
Uh-oh.
And he really did not like this. Mm-hmm. On the way home after the concert, Brandon asked Bianca why she would kiss another guy, and she told him again that they were only friends. Brandon told Bianca that she was using him, and the pair argued a bit. It was late at night, and Bianca actually ended up falling asleep in the back of Brandon's car. When she was asleep, Brandon set up a camera on his dashboard. I don't know if he had an actual camera or if it was just his cell phone camera, but either way, there was something recording video on his dashboard. Mm-hmm. He then hid a knife by his side, woke up Bianca, and trigger warning for violence. He then used the knife to saw through her neck until he felt her take her last breath.
What? Oh my gosh.
Yes. Brandon later said he recorded it so that he could watch it back later.
He wanted to watch it back later?
Yes, he specifically set up the video so that he could watch it over and over again.
Oh my gosh, what a sadist. That's so disturbing.
It's going to get worse.
Okay.
Brandon then proceeded to take pictures of Bianca's slashed throat and lifeless body. If all of this wasn't awful enough, Brandon took out his phone and began posting on social media.
No.
Yes.
On his own social media?
Yes.
What the...
So, oh yeah, I feel like I didn't say at the first of my story. Reminder, my theme was, why are we posting our crimes on social media?
Yes, it is. Yeah, that's right.
Usually we recap that before we tell the story. I did not.
I remember.
Here we are.
Yeah, I did remember that. But that is wild. Why would you do that? Obviously he wanted to get caught, or he doesn't plan on surviving this.
Well, we're gonna keep going here.
Okay.
At 6:03 a.m., so now it's July 14th, because it's, the morning after, he posted to Bianca's Discord server. So this is where all her followers were. She had her own server. His post said, "Sorry, fuckers. You're going to have to find somebody else to orbit." He then posted the picture of her lifeless body with her throat cut open and her face splattered with blood.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is horrific. Can you imagine being a part of that Discord server? Like, we are a part of Discord servers. I can't even imagine just going to one randomly to see what messages were up that day and seeing this.
Yes, and it's her server, so it would be all either friends of hers or people that, were fans of hers.
Right. People who loved her or at least liked her.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and when I was reading articles, doing my research, I found one article and I had like a panic moment as I was scrolling. Because people were taking screenshots, obviously, because we are in the age of the internet.
Of course.
So in the middle of the article, they had a screenshot of the Discord server and where the photo was, but they blurred the photo. Like,
oh my gosh, yeah.
But I could still see the colors behind the blur, and I was like, nope, don't need this article, whatever this is.
Oh my gosh. Mm-hmm. Yikes. So does that mean that you actually would have been able to see the photo if you had unblurred it, or it was blurred?
No, they sent it blurred, yeah.
Got it, okay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
But even just seeing like the colors, because obviously you can still see what it is.
Yeah. Wow.
At first, people in the Discord server didn't think it was real. They thought it was maybe some kind of gore photo shoot type thing.
Right.
Because she was into cosplay and stuff like that. And it's just, when you see that, that's not what you're going to think is real. Like, your first thought isn't going to be,
that's true.
That's what that is.
That's true. Yeah.
At 7:21 a.m., an hour after Brandon had posted the photo, calls began to pour into the Utica Police Department from all over the country, reporting that a disturbing picture of a female named Bianca Michelle Devins had been posted to Discord. The department also started to receive calls from family members of Brandon some of them had found a suicide note at his aunt's home.
Oh.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Brandon had also posted gruesome photos and messages on his Instagram story, including Bianca's bloody arm. I couldn't see the picture, so I don't know. It says a picture of her bloody arm.
Right.
So I don't know how much of her was showing or how the arm, I have no idea, but
probably
all I know is there was a bloody arm.
Blood trickling down her arm, maybe from her neck, because it sounds like he only cut her neck, right?
Correct. Yeah. Ugh. The caption on that picture said, "I'm sorry, Bianca."
What? No, you're not.
No, he's not.
Obviously.
He then also changed his Instagram bio to show the current date as the day he died.
Oh my gosh.
He then started calling relatives and messaging them. So his mom says that at some point he sent her a Facebook message that said, "I'm so sorry, Mom, I love you." He tried calling, I think, his brother, and he left a voicemail for his grandparents. He eventually pulled Bianca's body out of his car and laid it in a tarp on the side of the road. And all of his relatives that he called, they then immediately called 911. He also then called 911 on himself. It was about 7:30 a.m. when he called, and he told the dispatcher where he was located. It was a dead-end road about a mile from where Bianca had gone to high school. Brandon told the dispatcher he had committed a murder-suicide and that he was an organ donor before saying, "I have to go do the suicide part of the murder-suicide," and hung up.
Oh my gosh. That is so morbid. Why would he do that?
Right?
What is the point and what is the purpose?
According to police, they arrived a few minutes after the call, and they found Brandon lying on top of a green tarp. There was a small fire that he had set, and it was burning a few feet away from him, where he had destroyed or tried to destroy his laptop and his hard drive. He also spray painted the words, "May you never forget me," on the ground. And he was live streaming this to his Instagram followers.
What?
Yes.
Like he was live streaming the whole thing, or
no?
Oh, just
I'm not sure at what point, but it said around that point. So I'm assuming when police were arriving.
Did he have a lot of followers? Not that
I have no idea.
Matters.
I don't think so. He seems like not. Well, they said he was kind of shy,
right?
And he clearly isn't a good person. So,
wow.
When officers started to approach him, he tried to cut his own throat.
Oh, he was failed. Still alive. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that he was still alive.
Yeah, he was still alive.
Okay.
Yeah. So when officers started approaching him, he then tried to cut his own throat. And then he didn't because it hurt. So then he did put a cut on the side of his throat, but he didn't. It just looks like a little slice.
Wow.
And then he laid down on the tarp to take a selfie, which he posted to his Instagram story with the caption, "Ashes to ashes."
With the police right there?
Yes, as they were approaching him.
Wow, he's a fast poster.
Right? No checking your filters on that one.
No.
One of the officers asked where Bianca was. Brandon replied, "Where the fuck do you think she is?" It was at that point that an officer noticed dark hair kind of peeking out from beneath the tarp that Brandon was laying on. Mm-hmm. Bianca was pronounced dead at the scene, and Brandon was arrested and treated for his self-inflicted cut to his neck. Because Brandon posted pictures on Discord and Instagram, it ended up getting shared around social media and unfortunately went viral.
Oh no.
Making its way onto other social media platforms too. And the hashtag RIP Bianca was starting to trend. But that just ended up making things even worse because some people were just sharing the hashtag, not realizing that there were these awful photos out there.
Oh,
but
no.
By making that hashtag trend, it ended up causing the photos to spread around more because more people were searching,
That's
who
right.
is this?
Yeah.
So then it just kept showing more and more people these pictures.
Right.
This was devastating to anyone that knew her, but especially her family, who are now being sent these gruesome pictures of her with her throat completely slit open.
Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine that. Oh, her poor family.
The different social media platforms said they were doing everything they could to scrub the image from their sites, but it really wasn't working. And the images were still being posted constantly.
Oh yeah, once it's out there, it's out there.
Oh yeah. People even took weird sadistic pleasure in purposely sharing them to her family. I read a lot of things that people were doing. It's awful. I read one person would find her mom's Facebook profile and would comment on her profile picture with the picture of Bianca.
No.
With her, yes, as like a comment on her picture.
Oh my God, because that would be public. Your profile pictures are usually public.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that is so awful.
Yeah. Bianca also had a little sister, Olivia, and Olivia said that right after it happened, Instagram users would change their profile picture to the picture of Bianca.
What?
And then comment on Olivia's social media posts so she would have to see their profile picture.
Oh my gosh, what the?
Yes.
What is wrong with people?
I have no idea. There was like I read in an article, there was all kinds of things. Like family members were getting airdropped files and they'd be like, what's this? And they'd open it and it would be the picture of Bianca.
That would be so traumatizing. Like, how horrible of a human being do you have to be to do that to someone who has just lost a loved one? Let alone even know or see how it was done.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
Oh my gosh.
Her family and friends are still, to this day, haunted by the pictures. And they said, a lot of them say, it's the only thing they can see when they close their eyes now.
Oh my gosh.
Her little sister Olivia said, quote, "Close your eyes as if you're about to fall asleep. What do you see? Maybe you see nothing. Maybe you're thinking about the day you had or the day you'll be having tomorrow. I, on the other hand, see the horrific photo of Bianca."
Oh,
end quote.
My gosh. That is so heartbreaking. Oh, I can't even imagine. That poor family.
Yeah.
My heart aches for them.
In case anyone was wondering if this was, in fact, a premeditated murder, police had found that Brandon searched for information online from May to July 2019 on how to kill or incapacitate someone. In particular, he looked up information about the carotid artery, which is that main blood vessel in your neck.
The jugular.
Yep. Along with looking up choking and hanging and how to do it.
Wow.
He also had an absurd amount of pictures of Bianca saved from her social media and screenshots from their conversations.
Oh, that's odd.
Yeah, so not like photos they took together. Like he would save the photos that she posted on her social media of herself.
Super creepy.
Very. Prosecutors were initially happy when Brandon pled guilty to second-degree murder in February 2020, because that means that they wouldn't have to do a trial, which means Bianca's family wouldn't have to see all of the pictures and everything, because that would have to be admitted in evidence in all the social media posts.
Right.
And they wouldn't have to hear any of the actual details about the case or the 10-minute video that Brandon took of himself murdering her.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank God he spared them from that.
Right. But then in July 2020, he asked to withdraw his guilty plea.
Oh my God. It's too good to be true.
Scum, right?
Scum of the earth.
But it's okay, because in October, the courts denied his request.
Okay.
And they set a date for his sentencing hearing. I didn't know that you could just be like, no, you can't take it back. You take backsies.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah. I'm glad, though.
Same.
I mean, I don't...
It's pretty obvious he did it.
Well, he had a 10-minute video of him doing it.
He took pretty much every bit of evidence that you can possibly have on a murder case and gave it to the police, pretty much.
And I think part of the reason that I don't get it, because he said he took the video so he could watch it back later, but then his plan was also to kill himself.
Yeah.
So I don't get it.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, because like if you were taking the video, I mean, it's stupid to do.
Sure.
But if you're like, I'm going to kill myself right afterwards, then I don't know.
Yeah,
my brain can't work like his brain does.
No.
So
no, even though you also have no chill, it doesn't work the same way.
No, mine's a different kind of no chill.
That's right. Thank God.
Like I will play the same level of Beat Saber for like a week straight until I master it perfectly.
That's a good kind of no chill.
Judge Dwyer sentenced Brandon to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 25 years. Her family says that they'll attend any and every parole hearing he gets to make sure he never gets out.
Good for them for standing up for that.
now her family is suing people because they allege that explicit footage recorded by Brandon was given to documentary makers.
What?
Yeah, so they're suing the, I don't know how you say this, Oneida County? Mm-hmm. Somebody tell me, New York State. The Oneida County in New York State, including local district attorney Scott McNamara, which I'm guessing would be the prosecutor.
Okay.
The filing alleges they acted unconsciously and lawlessly toward the victim with reckless dissemination of evidence to media producers seeking to cover the case. Mm-hmm. So it sounds like they released the video, explicit photos, and message exchanges between Bianca and Brandon. I have no idea why they would release that to the media, but
seriously,
they are suing.
Because of money, obviously.
Well, that seems odd for the state to do it.
That's true.
Because you're the only people that have it. It didn't even go to court.
Maybe you have a friend that's in some sort of movie-making business.
Yeah. If anyone, I'll post pictures on the social media of Bianca and Brandon, who looks like a total scumbag. But if anyone is Googling, because I know sometimes I'll listen to a podcast and then I like to Google the person to look at more pictures of them, please be very careful because the actual images are still out there, and her family is doing everything in their power to get them taken down, so they don't want these pictures out there.
Obviously.
But obviously people took screenshots, and it's hard to fight the internet.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so try not to look at those. Don't share those. Don't look at those.
No, stay far away from those.
Yeah, I'll post pictures that her family had approved and got posted in articles where she looks like a total queen and she's like living her best anime life with pink hair. She's really cute.
Nice.
She's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, she looks like a model.
That's so sad.
Right? And that is why we should not be posting our crimes on social media, people. Let's not do that.
You covered almost all of them with that one.
I know, right? And I said I wanted to get one that we hadn't talked about posting, so this one, it was mainly on Discord, so...
Mainly on Discord, but also some Instagram stories.
Yeah, he did Instagram and Discord, but then the world brought it everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. That was a wild, wild story.
Yeah, it's a sin. I feel like Bianca was very cool, and I feel like we would have been friends with her had we known her.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Mm-hmm. Her family is lovely. Her mom, Kim, talks about it a lot.
My heart just breaks for them, and I can't get over the fact that people would send them the photo. Like, how could you? No,
it's mind-blowing.
How could you, and how dare you send the photo to the family? It's so traumatizing.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with people.
No. Breaks my heart. All right, well, is it my turn to roll then?
It sure is.
Yay. I've kept it on the 20 the whole time, so let's see what I get.
Charge up that D20.
Oh, shit. I got a 6. Damn it.
What is wrong with us?
I don't know. I feel like there's some sort of bad... I actually should get new die. Just for the podcast. What did I get? 6. Unsolved mystery.
Ooh. Oh, I love and hate unsolved mysteries.
I was watching the show on Netflix recently, and I was like, oh my gosh. I loved the show back in like the early 90s or late 80s.
Yeah.
I loved the show so much, but now it's so irritating because you're like, oh, I just want to know what happened.
I know. I love that host, Mr. Dude Man McCool there
yes.
with his trench coat and his deep voice.
Yes, he had the perfect voice for it.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved it. All right, cool. So thank you for joining us, everybody. If you want to follow us on social media, you know where to find us. We are on Facebook and Instagram at The Grimdark Diaries. We are also on Twitter, Grimdark Diaries, without the. If you want to send us an email, we are at thegrimdarkdiaries@gmail.com. And if you are currently listening to us on an Apple podcast, we would love it if you gave us a comment and a 5-star rating. It'll help us with those sweet, sweet algorithms to get our name out there. And whatever other podcast platform that you might be listening to us on, whatever you can do, follow, subscribe, like any of those things. That would be super, super awesome. Thank you so much for your support. Join us next week to see what I come up with for Unsolved Mystery. And remember, a friend in the dark beats alone in the light.